Every time I mention the experience I had at this hotel, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Let me explain to you what happened. It was on a day I was going to visit my parents. My parents live in Alabama, and I lived in Texas. So I decided to take a road trip to go to Alabama. As I was going, I noticed I started to not feel too well. I've been driving for about 7 hours, and I noticed I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I still had about 13 more hours to go until I make it to Alabama to visit my parents. But as I was driving, thinking that I may have to pull over, I saw a hotel. The name of the hotel was ironically called Stay the Night Hotel. I parked in the parking lot and I got out of my car and I walked inside of the hotel looking for a receptionist to give me a room for the night. When I rang the bell, a short, chubby man who was bald-headed, looked to be about in his mid-50s, came to the desk and he asked me,
Hello, sir. How can I help you? Are you looking to purchase a room?
"Yeah, actually I am. I'm looking to purchase a room just for tonight. I was, making my way to Alabama, but I got a little sleepy. I don't think I got enough sleep last night, so I'm trying to catch up on some. Do you have a room available, sir?" I asked the man. He replied in a cheerful manner,
Well, of course, my friend. But I only have one room available, and it is our smallest room. It's gonna be all the way in the corner. It's gonna be A13.
"Great, I'll take anything. Just give me the price and I'll be on my way." After I paid for my hotel room, I grabbed my bag and I went inside my room that I was going to be using for tonight. The receptionist was telling the truth. The room was pretty small, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. It was a nice queen-size bed, a nice clean bathroom, and I feel like I can get used to this for the night. I took my bath, I cleaned up after myself, and I went off to sleep. But not 2 hours into my sleep, I heard a weird sound. It sounded like hissing, multiple hissing. It sounded like a snake. I freaked out and I got up to look around. I didn't see anything that indicated there was a snake. I looked under my bed. I pulled the covers back, but I didn't see any snakes. I heard the hissing again, but this time it sounded like multiple hissings. It sounded like multiple snakes were around me, but I couldn't tell where it was coming from. Great, I guess I'm not gonna get any sleep tonight. What a waste of money, I said in an irritated manner, tired and groggy and just wanted to fall asleep. I went to the receptionist, but I didn't see him anywhere. I wanted to complain to him about the noise I was hearing, but I could not find him anywhere. So I decided to go back into my room. When I went back into my room, I noticed that I didn't hear the noise again, and I figured I can finally get some sleep because I had to leave at 7 o'clock in the morning. It was already getting ready to be 3:30 in the morning, which means that I only have about 3.5 hours to sleep. So I got back into the bed, pulled over the covers, and tried to get some sleep. 5 minutes didn't even pass before I heard it again. I kept on hearing those hissing noises, and it sounded like it was coming from everywhere. Then I noticed something that I didn't notice when I first came into this room. I noticed there was a large hole in the corner of the ceiling by the curtains. And what I saw next made me jump out of my skin. I cut on the lamp and I saw a whole bunch of snakes dropping down from the ceiling onto the carpet of my room. Not only that, but I felt something wet and slimy circling around my legs. I pulled the covers back and I saw a bunch of snakes rolling around in the bed. They were all over my legs. There was even baby snakes that got inside of my pants. I freaked out. I yelled really loud because I was petrified. And I guess I yelled loud enough because I heard my door being unlocked, and it was the desk receptionist. He looked at me and then he saw all the snakes. But his expression was not shocked or surprised. He actually laughed. Then he told me,
"Ah, I see that you met my pet snakes. I have about 500 of them. Don't be alarmed, they're not going to hurt you. They're non-poisonous snakes. I think they just want to sleep with you tonight."
I looked at the man, pissed off. I grabbed my small bag and I ran out of my room. I ran towards the receptionist's desk and I yelled at him and I demanded him to give me a refund. And I told him that this was unsafe, but the man didn't want to give me a refund. I told him again that he owed me a refund, and then he did something that freaked me out even more. He said,
"Okay, I'll give you your refund. With this pet snake."
I yelled again, and then I cussed him out. "You know what? Fuck you, you fucking weirdo." I gave up on asking for a refund. Instead, I just hopped in my car and drove off. After all that encounter, I wasn't tired anymore, but I was still creeped out. I don't think you understand. It's just having a bunch of snakes slithering all over your body and under your clothes. It's just a feeling that I don't think no one should ever have to go through. I don't know what was up with that man. It's just weird. That had to be one of the most weirdest and creepiest and insane encounters and experience I've ever had. I'm very careful about where I go next time. I figure I'd just drive the rest of the way. I wasn't that far from my parents' place anyway. And I was able to make it in time. I never mentioned to anyone about this experience because I feel like no one would really take me serious. But I'm never going to go back to that hotel again.